What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with that quick analysis. Today we're gonna talk about underrated. We went in an in-depth conversation about what is overrated, how you become overrated, why people think you're overrated. Some of those guys have shown it, have proved it, or just wasn't what you thought they were. These are some guys that are in roles where they excel, they play well, they known, but they do more than what you think for the team that they're on. They might not get the most shine, they might not get the most praise, but they contribute to winning and they really contribute to the success of the team when they're on the court. Some of these guys have been known a little bit around the league. I try to go with underrated, but it's real difficult because it's either players already making a name for themselves. You know that they're coming up if you're a real hooper. So it's kind of hard to really name somebody that you don't know about because they'd probably be a sophomore or rookie, which you would know before they come into the NBA because you'll know how they played in college. So it's hard to really call somebody underrated in this league because either they known because they're making some noise, they made some noise, or they did it before they came into the NBA and are now finally being able to do it on an opportunity for a team. So when I look at underrated, these are guys that ain't gonna get a lot of praise, ain't gonna get a lot of glory, but they make winning decisions, winning plays, and they really help their teams out because of their versatility. We look at a Javon Carter. This is a guy that I liked it a while ago coming in. Very pesky, a guy that get underneath you, will pick you up the entire court and defend you. He's not gonna play a ton of minutes. He's not gonna hit game winners and make you go crazy. But the little things that he do really can help the Nets. Just because Kyrie might be in and out, Harden might miss a couple games because low management or he's injured for something nagging, and you just need somebody that's gonna go out there, compete, fight, and show some care and some passion, even when you're winning, even when you're down, or even when you're trying to get into a game, you need somebody to be a difference maker. Javon Carter has shown that he can do it when healthy. They don't need him to do as much as the other teams needed him to do, just because they're loaded with stars and ball handlers, and playmakers. But having those key role players that can get a steal, make a shot, make a play, to keep you in the game, to turn the tides of a game, to get the crowd in the game, or just making the good plays in a row consecutively that can help you win a game. That's all that really matters for a role player, and that's what a lot of these guys do. Larry Nance is an interesting guy because Cleveland gave up on him. They made a move to get him. Then they traded him to Portland. I think he's going to have a better role in Portland just because he got guys that can actually play make plus score and space the floor. That's something that was inconsistent in a place like Cleveland with Sexton and Garland. We know that these guys are marksmen. We know that these guys can play in the pick and roll. We know these guys are unselfish when it's necessary. Larry Nance is a guy that sets screens, can hit threes, can protect the rim, switchable, can block shots, can finish around the rim because of his athletic ability. He's a key pickup for this Portland team because of his versatility. This is a guy that came in as just a dunker and really has evolved his game to be a perfect glue guy that a lot of teams need, especially a team like Portland when they need somebody that can be a multi-positional guy that can give you spacing plus finishing plus switchability, just in case you go small. And a guy that can even play some small ball five, depending on what lineup is out there, but still gives you mobility and speed to protect the rim against smaller teams, or even when the team go extra small and you just need somebody to protect the perimeter and in the paint whenever you have a different lineup out there. So his versatility is key, and I think that's why Portland didn't mind making the move for him, and now they got a good player in him. For Concourse Miles, y'all know that I don't believe that he was underrated. This is a guy that I've been watching for a while. I like what I seen from him in summer league. I was able to see him show some ability to play off the ball with his ability to come off screens, hit mid ranges, hit threes. He can get out in transition, hit mid range, hit threes, finish with layups, finish with dunks. He can also create in the pick and roll, make quick decisions, can hit a three off the dribble, can hit a mid range off the dribble. If you set him a good screen and give him a first step, he can get to the basket and have some layups and some dunks. And also is a solid free throw shooter. Not the greatest player, not going to be a superstar or all-star player, but just another key player that really helps Philly when they get injured, really helps Philly when they need a punch, just because he can come in and make big moves, with threes and hitting a couple shots or giving space for Embiid, or even when they take out Simmons, just having another scorer slash ball handler really just ups their speed and just give them another weapon on the offensive end that they usually lack. And they just give them depth. There's another guy that can do multiple things offensively for you, and you can trust him. They wanted to get rid of him. They decided to keep him, and he has been one of their best bench players, and actually has helped them even in the playoffs some games. Not the greatest defender, not the greatest all-around player, but you're not asking him to be that. You don't need him to be that. You just need him to be a guy that you can rely on as a ninth, eighth, seventh guy that can contribute on a nightly basis and help you win some games. He has done that already, and he has shown that he can be a key player in this league, and he has really been that for the 76ers. Bruce Brown is another guy that's not underrated. He's probably going to get paid a little bit more money if he decides to leave Brooklyn, just because this guy plays hard. He's going to get the blocks. He's going to get the skills. He's a guy that can play multiple positions defensively. He's a guy that can make quick decisions, make the finish at the rim, make the floater, can also occasionally hit a three. Not great at it, not consistent at it, but something that he can knock down given space if you leave them open, or since they have a lot of stars, you have to leave somebody open because they can beat you one on one. You got to help and rotate. And Bruce Brown is a guy that can make you pay by making the right play or just finishing off the play with a little floater or a dunk, by also being a guy that can be a two-way player because he's not the greatest offensive player, but he can make you pay if you don't pay attention to him. But he also can defend and switch and guard multiple positions. Not the greatest player in the league, won't be a big player in this league, but put him in the right system, the right lineup, the right team and talent around him. He can really be a camouflage glue guy that can get you the rebounds, give you some good defense on the perimeter and help, and also give you some type of offense. Not a lot, not a crazy amount, but he can give you some 12, 15-point games. And that's a lot for a player that might come off the bench or be a starter. If you can give me 12 to 15, I'm not asking you for to do much. I'm not paying you to do much. I'm not needing you to do much. But if you can give me some defense, rebound steals, and some blocks and hit some shots every once in a while, that helps the offense, that helps the defense, that helps the team overall. And those are winning plays when you have high IQ and knowing when to make the right decision when you're put in those situations. And how to trust from your teammates is key. And he has that with Brooklyn, and he was real good for them in the playoffs. And I can see him having a good role for them in the future. Same thing with Grant Williams. Grant Williams is another guy that's switchable, can hit a three, can make a mid range, can make the right pass, can also finish around the rim, solid free throw shooter, is a guy that can set screens, can make passes to get guys open, get screens so guys can get their mid range, their threes, and get to the basket, they floaters, but also give them angles so that they can find guys in the corner for the three or even the dump off if it's him or a guy like Robert Williams or Al Horford in the paint. Just those small little things to keep everybody moving, everybody going, even if it's setting the screen for Jaylen Brown, setting the screen for Peyton Pritchard to get open for three. Those are key things to keep everybody honest. Everybody's paying attention, everybody's reacting because everybody on the court is a weapon, and having a guy that can just come in, give you those things while also not hurting you on offense or defense is very, very important and essential to great high quality basketball. And that's why we see him start sometimes. That's why we see him close sometimes, just because his IQ is high, but he also has versatility being switchable, can go play big positions too, but also give you solid foundational key offensive decision making plus scoring that can really turn the tides of games and series given the predicament. And then the last guy is Miles Bridges. A lot of people think I'm sleeping on Miles Bridges. I liked him in the draft. I didn't feel like he'd be a bust. I didn't feel like he was overrated in the draft. I felt like he was a lottery pick, which he ended up being. This is a guy that plays hard, has good motor, can finish around the rim, switchable, can be small ball forward, a guy that can give you some sort of spacing, a guy that can give you some sort of playmaking if you set a screen or you need somebody to get open. Not the greatest player, won't be an all-star superstar, but is key to Charlotte being versatile, having bigs that can really guard multiple positions, and really just key to how they play on both ends of the court, especially against certain teams. He really showed his value the last two seasons when he had more opportunity and more chances. He has improved. He has grown. Has become more reliable. Has become more of an offensive weapon than he was coming into the league. He has always been one of those tweener guys where he can play some three, he can play some four, give you some speed, give you some athleticism, give you some physicalness, but also give you some type of versatility too, like a Grant Williams, not as good offensively, but is pacing towards where he can really be a dangerous role player in the right lineup, in the right system, with the right type of talent around him. A lot of these guys are evolving. A lot of these guys are growing. Miles Bridges has continued to do that too for Charlotte. He seems like he's a guy that they love playing with, guy that they love in the locker room, and a guy that does try his hardest. Even though he's not the greatest player, he puts a lot of effort and energy when he does play. You gotta like it, you gotta respect it. Teams need it, and that's what make all these guys on this list special. They might not be the standout players, they might not have the greatest stats, but in certain games, certain moments, and just having the team flowing and just having the team going is key to winning games, closing games, and stealing games. And these guys have the best ability to do that, and they have shown it before. They on new teams. Their role will be similar. I think they will do it again, but they all deserve some love. They all deserve some shine. And I've been watching everybody in the league, and these guys to me are great quality role players on the cheap, can start a little bit, can fill in for an injury, can come in and fill in for an entire game if you need them to, and they can produce and be quality for you. So that's my seven. Those are the guys I'm liking that's underrated the last couple of seasons and this season coming up. And those guys I think can, be essential guys to certain teams, and they're showing it for their current and potential teams this season. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm gone. Enjoy the night.